What's up, guys? I'm back. I've been gone for like a couple of weeks, almost a month. But I'm back. I'm not gonna disappear for another year, pretty much. But it was a necessary leave because I needed to reevaluate my workout routine, my plan, and all of this, and just how I'm doing things, and my diet, and a lot of things that I just had to take care of mentally off camera. I couldn't really just do that. And also, I felt like my videos were they weren't as simple as they could have, as they should have been when it came to my routines and stuff. And I wasn't really showing like a good example in the sense of like how you should be training, I guess. Because from what I was saying and how I was training, it was two different things, right? Like I was ego lifting, my form sucked. I wasn't like I always trained to failure, but I feel like I could have done more. I need to be training beyond failure. That's what I need to do. And it kind of looked like I wasn't doing that in my videos. So, and my last video that I made was a lot different than the videos that I normally make, and I'm still trying to figure out what type of videos and what type of content I want to make. So, you guys just let me know in the comments what type of content you're looking for and what type of videos you'd like me to make. Of course, it's still gonna be gym stuff, and I'm still gonna do what I want, but just give me suggestions. And but besides that, I reviewed my split, and I'm starting to do anterior posterior, and I'm no longer taking a rest day in the middle of the week because I realized something I was doing is I was putting on too much volume in my routine. My sets, I would do 3 exercises for biceps and like 6 sets in total just for biceps, 6 sets for or 4 sets for like triceps, or 6 sets for like back and like legs, and it was no wonder why I wasn't getting any muscle. Okay, it makes sense. I feel like now I'm 145, right? As I'm making this video, maybe 146, probably just 145 though. Last video I was 140, so a month I gained like around 5 pounds, 4 pounds, which I think is pretty good considering the fact that I'm leaner than I used to be. So that's good. But yeah, interior posterior, that's what I'm working on. And I've also, convinced, my mom to buy me straps. So I'm going to be using lifting straps now in my videos. They're coming soon, probably in a couple days, for back because I feel like my back has been one of my underdeveloped muscles. I could have had a much bigger back if I trained it correctly and if I had the necessary equipment. Because as you guys seen from the gym, I have a small gym. Okay, this gym isn't big. It's got like maybe 6 machines, and 4 of them I actually use. So I mean that's not an excuse, of course, right? Because even with what I have, I can still get a pretty sick physique. I just need to review how I was training, and for back, for example, I needed to uh, focus less on the grip and more on my muscle that I'm actually training. And on top of that, I also needed to reduce volume, reduce volume, increase intensity. Every single set now that you see, I'm training to absolute failure. If I stop, it's because I can't go anymore. And I'm not going to be taking a rest day in the middle of the week anymore like I used to. I'm training 5 days a week. I would train 6 days a week, but the gym's closed on the weekends, so I have to only go 5 times. So that should make things better. But yeah, I still want the same thing, right? I still want to get 160 lean by the end of this year. I want to be absolutely jacked. Okay, I want to reach my fullest potential. That's kind of the goal. My triceps and my biceps are muscle groups that I've been trying to prioritize because I feel like they're small compared to like my chest and like my shoulders. And abs, I mean, there's not really much I can do for that besides getting a lower body fat. So I'm kind of just trying to focus on form. That's what I've been doing. I've been focusing on form, and in some of my videos, you might notice that I'm lifting a lighter weight than I used to, and that's because I realize there's no profit in ego lifting, right? It doesn't even make you strong. It doesn't make you look strong. It just makes you look insecure. And I much rather have like a crazy physique and only be able to bench like 225 than have like my back arch that you see in those videos. Those TikTok videos and those Instagram videos or YouTube videos. Any video you see of some kid benching, sometimes it's grown adults doing it too, and they're like got like a gigantic arch in their back, and they're like benching like 315 or 405. You think it's impressive, but like really all the work is going to your spine and you're building zero muscle in that. Okay, you're barely training your CNS. You're just causing yourself so many risks for injuries, and it just sucks, right? I'm not doing that. Me, the last time I benched once in my entire life, and I haven't benched again since then. I was able to bench 180. I showed in one of my my earlier videos. You guys can go see that. I benched 180, and it wasn't bad, right? But my form was horrible. Okay, at least I didn't have that gigantic arch that all those benchers have, so at least I could control the weight, and I was able to bench it for like 4 or 5. But it was a Smith machine bench too, so it was a little different. Not what I'm used to. I didn't have a spotter, so I kind of had to like go light. I would have went for 225, but I wasn't really trying to risk my life by myself just for a 225 ego bench. So we're not going to go for that yet. But right now we're just focusing on, gaining muscle. Goals to get to at least 13% body fat, maybe sub 10 body fat. If I can get to like 10%, 13%, between 10 and 13, maybe even 9, then I think that's like the goal. That's it. Pre for the summer. So yeah, we're just main gaining. We're making gains. I'm bigger than I used to be, right? Physique is looking a lot fuller. I'm still small, but compared to everybody else, right? Even for my height and everything, but it's an improvement. I'm not where I want to be, but I'm on the right path. So yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Like, subscribe. Peace.